We heard about Hyfield actually from a friend of a friend. We had went through the Panther hiring process, and someone recommended Hyfield and really loved Hyfield. So we ended up going with them. And I don't think she doesn't drive for them anymore. I think she's doing something else. We were both flatbedders, so we're used to long haul. We're used to get as many miles as you can. And this was really unique to us because the concept is more or less make more money, drive less. And that was really hard for us to wrap our head around at first. We didn't understand the concept of that coming from trucking. So, um, just as far as the recruiting and going through the numbers, it's just really getting in a mindset of drive less but make more money. Well, I think going through the truck a little bit more would have been helpful. We didn't really understand how the bunk heaters worked, how the APU worked. Those are a little bit more tricky to understand. Um, what what is your
Making
opinion?
sure the truck works.
Yeah, we had a tire that was low when we got pulled into DOD or DOT, so that was interesting. Just I guess we needed to do a more thorough double check when we got in. I guess our big challenge is just figuring out where we're going because it's not always the address that we get, especially for truck gates. So it's using Apple Maps, use our Google Maps, use the location of where they're wanting to go, and make sure that you cross-reference that with the information that comes across your call com. So you really got to be proactive and make sure that you get the information that you need before you get there. Pickup number, or if you need a contact name, you have to be proactive about those things. Sometimes you got to hunt a little bit, but most of the time we find them without any issues.
Yeah, all you gotta do is look for truck gate.
Online. You're talking about online or when you get there?
You can most of the time you can do it before you get there. You can find out where the truck gate is, because the address they give you is already on the base, and you can't get through just anywhere. So we've learned to just look for a truck gate, commercial gate. 98% of the times, once we get there, they let us on. They vent us, they let us on, and we just park there for the night. More money, less work.
He says he's the professional driver and I'm the professional sightseer. So for me, it's being able to travel 40, we did 47 little mini stops last year. We got to go to Sedona. I got to walk across the Golden Gate Bridge. My daughter lives in Florida, so I got to go down to Florida 5 times last year, which I wouldn't have been able to do any other way. So it's really nice that Highfield encourages you to take the time to do those things. I use the mentor program because I couldn't understand running the miles and getting paid. So it wasn't making any sense to me because we were flatbedders and we were used to getting all these miles. And really, what we average now is 10,000 miles a month. And that's all that we drive. That's our average, just 10,000 miles. And that didn't make any sense to me. So I worked with the mentors and I worked with Kayla a lot on the numbers, just having her explain to me how the loads were versus the miles. And then, so you could do 2 long runs and a short run, or you could do 4 mini runs and make about the same money. But it's really negotiating your loads and realizing that you are going to drive less, but you will make more money. That took us about 3 months to really get that burnt into our head.
Yeah, Kayla's a good source of information.
Yeah, she is. She's fabulous. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to make it click because you're used to what were you driving a week? Flatbedding.
Yeah, I went from driving 32 to 3,600 miles a week down to what, 3?
So yeah, when
Or
you
down lower than that, like 1,500 miles a week.
yeah, so when you're used to driving 3,000 miles a week and you're told that all you have to drive is 10,000 miles a month between two of you, that's two. So that's only 5,000 per person. It just it wouldn't click. So I'd really try to tell people this job is about driving less and making more money. So
Yeah,
that's the really the way we pitch what we
more
do.
free time for more pay.
Yeah, it's a lot more free time. And it's great having the one household. It makes it easy too, because we have an LLC that we do it through. So everything goes into one household for us, which makes it easier.
She's in love with California.
As I say, you're going to see the professional driver versus who likes to do the tourism part. I love the 101 and the one. That is my absolute favorite. He hates it. He likes 40, 20, 80, the
Yeah.
quickest way to get there.
If it looks like I don't have a business being there, I don't go there.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
I
Yep.
like going 10 and 20. 10 to the 20 and 20 across. That's probably my favorite stretch. I hate 80 because you never know what the weather's going to do. 40 is fairly decent, but the roads are really bad through some of the states. And then once you get up to Flagstaff, you never know what it's going to do up there.
But we like Flagstaff. We like Little America. That's one of our stops that we always do is Little America. And another thing with expediting, you can get in every Crackle Barrel. So
Little America's pretty good, if anybody cares. They got baths. You can actually get in a tub
yeah,
instead of just a shower.
it's a shower and bath in one. So when we do the showers, he'll take a shower and then I can take a bath, and it makes it really nice. So you get a soak while being a trucker.
Yeah, so far her favorite place has been either California on the one and the one, or what was that place by Phoenix? Sedona?
Sedona.
Yeah,
Sedona's a little tricky taking this down in, but yeah, Sedona.
free time. And the money compared to how much we gotta actually work.
What I like is that I get to spend time with him, and then I also get to take the moon pie pie with us everywhere we go. And he's 133 pounds Great Pyrenees that rides around everywhere with us. And we get to go and see my daughter, and he has family in Michigan that when we get a chance or get loads up there, we'll go up there and see the kids. So we get to do a lot of traveling, and it's not out of our pocket.
Or hit historical places.
Yeah, he likes the battlefields. Any place that has a visitor center, if you call ahead and say you got a 40-foot RV and you would like some information, if you can get into the visitor center, once you get in there, show them what you're driving, they'll tell you everywhere you can and can't go. And we've never had anyone make us leave or be rude
No.
to us, ever.
Especially the national parks.
Yeah, everybody's always been really nice. You can't park there overnight. Well, down in Florida you can. There was one in Florida.
Huh?
There was one in Florida we could have.
Yeah.
The
Well,
Everglades.
we parked this at an RV resort or a campground. And then we went over and went to the Everglades National Park
Yep.
for a day.
There's a lot of traveling that can be done.
Yeah, my rule of thumb is if we got free time, they're going to give it to us. We're going to use it.
I'm gonna hold you to that. I got that on video now. You just wait.
Yeah. Let's go to San Francisco.
Every chance I get. the miles, the amount of travel, since this is smaller and we're not in a 53 footer, the comfort level too. I was really afraid of us being on top of each other, that there wouldn't be a lot of comfort level. When I'm up here driving, he's in the back, and then when he's up here driving, I'm usually in the back. So it's kind of like being at home just in separate rooms. Um, that was pretty surprising to me. What's been surprising to you?
I was surprised that they don't push you. They don't call you up. Where are you at? What are you doing? They leave us alone. I like that. I like being left alone. And if we do have an issue with Panther, usually a phone call to Kayla will get us an answer of what's going on. So I like the fact that we can go at our own pace. As long as we get there, we're good. They leave us alone.
Yeah, we don't hear from them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Panther's good about getting us loads. You hear rumors about there's no loads or we don't get moving or Panther we've not had really any issues in getting loads. California you sometimes get stuck a little bit, but that's just the game of California. And then if we have any issues, problems with the truck, any concerns, any just mishaps, they take care of it and work with us in every shape and form. I don't really have a lot. I couldn't sit here and really complain about Highfield or Panther for that matter. I mean, I don't have any complaints about them.
I like the fact that when you get a load, they'll offer you a load, you'll take it, and they always got a backup for the most part. So you're getting two loads at once, and sometimes even before you get 100 miles from your first pickup, you get an offer for another one. So I'm a planner. She's the free spirit. But I like to have an idea of what's coming up and what I'm going to do. And they're pretty good about that. Only a couple of times did they leave us hanging out somewhere, but that was because there was no freight and we had to deadhead to where the freight was. And I mean, they still pay you for it. So, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty consistent though. If we don't hear anything about 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Eastern time, we know we're not getting anything, so we can start looking for something else to do. If it's on a Friday, we know that we can start looking for stuff to do over the weekend and really start planning our trip or where we want to go. And there's mileage that Highfield allows us so that we can travel to a battlefield or something to check it out.
First of all, don't think you're going to come in this and take the world by storm. You're going to have to learn you're going to have to learn to walk before you fly. Took
If
us 6 months, roughly, to have all our ducks in a row to where we were completely comfortable with what we were doing.
Yeah, it takes time. It takes time to know the dispatch team that if you're doing general freight, specialized or government loads, you're going to work with those people individually. It takes some time to get to know each other's personalities. Um, it, the mentor program I recommend because this is not, I've been in trucking for both 4 years now. He was in trucking for 20 years, and this is not the trucking that we know. And I can't express that to people enough. It's like
No.
apples and oranges. They're both fruits, but they're not the same. And then the mentor program is really great. I would utilize it, get to know the high field mentors, and get to know your Panther team that you're going to be working with because they're the solid ones that's going to be handing you the loads. And ask some questions. I ask questions all the time, and they're always nice to answer. I've never had anybody be rude or disrespectful in those ways when I'm trying to figure something out. They usually help.
Yeah, that's one thing they got to realize is when they assigned you a mentor, use it. Okay, I got 20 years, well, over 20 years now, driving a truck. I got on this, it's totally different beast. Just because you can drive a 53 foot does not mean you're going to be able to handle this. It's a different setup, it's a different driving pattern, and, especially if you got a teammate, it's just different. Use your mentor. They don't care if you call them. Too many people come here and they're super trucker. Oh, I know what I'm doing. And they're lost within a week. And you can't be afraid. It doesn't make you less of a person if you ask somebody who's been doing this for help. But, seeing it out here, I know what I'm doing. Yeah, okay. Well, why are you sitting so much? Well, they won't give me a load. Duh.
There was a little venting moment.
Well, two of our best friends out here are mentors for Hyfield, Louie and Lorena. They're great. They're always trying to help people,
Yeah.
They even, because they've been doing it longer than us, sometimes they'll throw stuff at us that we're like, oh, really? But they're mentors.
Yeah, we're learning new stuff every day, and we share that information back and forth on what we've found and directions and, oh, did you know you could do this or that? I mean, it is a job where you're constantly learning. So yeah. And then we had Deb and Dana as mentors, and they were great too. I mean, I could call them day, night, ask them questions. They never, if I called them, they'd call you back within 5 minutes. I mean, as soon as I call them, they couldn't answer. They'd send me a text, say, I'm on the other line, I'll call you right back. I never had any problems getting any answers, and we've never been left hung out.
Yeah, and if all else fails, Kayla is a good source of information.
She is. She's fabulous.
I can't stress it enough. Use your mentors. Because there's been places that Louie's been to that I haven't been to yet. And he'll tell me exactly where to go and vice versa. I can't stress it enough. They're there for a reason.
And if you're brand new, and let's say that you are school bus drivers and you come over here and do this and don't have a lot of trucking knowledge, you know, call the ones that do. Kip and Louie know the road back and forth. I'm not going to speak for Lorena. I don't. I can tell you you're going to pass by the White Cross and then you got to make a left. That's the way I do
Yeah,
directions. But
Eastern America, Central America, West Coast. That's
but
her.
Kip and Louie can give you step-by-step directions, tell you what it's going to be like. Use that old knowledge that the truck drivers have. And anybody's happy to give you their number or help out in any way because that's what we all try to do. We want to do less work and make more money.
That's all it's all
That's
about.
it.